proud of my past, Carter.
Where you went through this one?
I roamed around the whole... In my outlaw days, I ran with this gang.
There we go.
I
Probably the
loved
early ones not
driving
counting.
those Cardinals. But it came to a bad end. Our leader, Jacob, took this old book off of one of our victims and started reading it. First, he only joked about it, but then he started to quote stuff from it. Try some things with people we robbed. At the time, everyone thought it was hilarious, me included. One night, me and the Cardinals were taking it easy in this little town, spending some of our hard-robbed cash. Jacob was bored, so he broke out that damn book of his and summoned something awful. It set the town on fire and started slaughtering the townies as they came screaming out of their beds. Half of us embraced what happened. They just went right along with it. The rest of us, including me, scattered and ran.
Makes sense.
That business with Jacob and his book scared me straight for a bit. I lit out for parts unknown and kept my head down, working whatever jobs I could find. Took about 5 years of looking over my shoulder before I figured I was safe.
Is that who killed him?
At least the wanted posters with my face on them had all been taken down. I got braver again after that, and I got back into the swing of living. I drank, smoked, fucked, killed some, robbed some, but also saved some. And when I saw the chance, I hunted down Jacob and the Cardinals that stuck with him, and I wiped those abominations from the face of the earth.
All right. Wait. Shh. Oh, he can hunt for provisions? Oh, she got us a rabbit. And a young deer. I don't think I've listed any of her stories.
I come from the northwest coast, where my people hunted whales and deer. We were prosperous and peaceful, and rarely had any trouble with any settlers. But that was before the Elkrut massacre. One of your wealthy men became interested in our land, rich in trees and pelts. He tricked the local settlers and the army soldiers at a nearby fort into turning against us, providing false proof of our supposed crimes against them. He also bribed a man from another tribe, Singing Fish, to live among us and sow trouble. Remember that wealthy trader I was talking about?
Yeah, you just told me.
He kept plotting against us for years. In the end, violence broke out. My people clashed with countless soldiers and settlers. Over 1,000 people died.
Damn.
Including most of my family. How did I survive the battle that slaughtered my family? I ran away, leaving my family and friends to die. After wandering lost for days, I found shelter with distant cousins. I was only 10 years old then, and I still remember the smell of blood and gunpowder filling the air. The conflict became known as the Elkrut Massacre. A newspaper in Seattle sent reporters to investigate, and they discovered what had really happened. That damn fur trader got run out of the area, which I suppose was the smallest possible measure of justice. One day when I was 14, an old man named Melka came to visit my cousins and me. According to my aunties, he was always trying to stir up trouble. And when he saw me, he got the scent of it and refused to let go.
Now, I wonder, is it possible to get everybody's loyalty up so you can get everybody's full story?
At Macaw I was telling you about. He told my cousins that I had spirits inside me. The 1,000 voices dead, he called them. The souls of the people who died in the Elkrat massacre. Just waiting for me to unleash them so they can have their vengeance. The sad part. He was not wrong. Those 1,000 voices dead I was talking about. I didn't want to have anything to do with them. I knew they'd only bring more violence. More death. Rather than wait for Makar to turn my people against me so he could use the 1,000 voices dead for his own ends, I struck out on my own. I became a tracker and a hunter for hire. Learning the ways of your people. Learning what drives you. I'm still learning.
Right. Asmus.
You want to know more about me. I'm not worthy of your scrutiny. What I'm after, that's what's important. Solomon and I are deeply invested in all things supernatural. Though we come at it from different angles. He's a man of science, but me, I only care about keeping things in balance and revealing them in their own time. Where were we? Right. Balance. That's one thing the Hard West has lacked for a long time. But lately it's gotten so bad you can't even count on death, much less taxes. Just look at you, Bill, for instance. If death can't hold sway over people anymore, then what's ever gonna stop them? Death. Death is important, Jin. Don't you think? Death brings order to life. Just as all things have a beginning, they also need an end. One that we all must face, along with whatever judgment comes thereafter. And the fact that Mammon is messing with something so basic as that is more dangerous than you could know. Ever hear about the Undertaker and his son? Supposedly those two made pacts with the devil and death himself, then fought for the fate of purgatory itself. Of course, it's just a story. But folks say the Bible's just a book of stories too. Stories have power, and they give it to those who tell them best. I used to be a preacher, but I learned early on in that career that my goals conflicted with those of the church. Any institution run by men can be corrupted. And the more powerful that institution, the harder that corruption is to root out. So I gave myself a new start. Far beyond the grasp of my congregation. I was always a decent shot, but my faith is even stronger. That gift gives me purpose, and I mean to make the most of it. So I roam around, searching for things that skew the natural balance between life and death. And then I do what I can to tip the scales back where they belong.
Alright. Let's rest. Heal. Weary, I fell asleep almost immediately, drifting away from the world of half-remembered memories and pointless visions. But then suddenly, I saw a mirage of Mammon himself, standing in a black void and laughing.
It's you!
Heard you want your soul back. You shouldn't bother. It's not much, really. Not that sweet. I liked the part about how you killed your own brother. Yeah. I like to circle back to that and slowly suck all the marrow from it. Even if you get it back, your soul will never be the same, Jin. Not after I've had my fun with it.
We'll be all avenged.
You'll pay for what you did to us.
But please, be my guest. Keep chasing me. See how it ends.
For camp. Wait, I think we should think twice before disturbing this resting place. Oh, come on, Klaylish, they're dead. They don't need anything in their afterlife. Why do you always do this? We need every little thing that might help us against Mammon.
Wise choice.
So now she's a friend.
Good to finally feel the warmth.
Keep close, people.
Found a suspicious hole in the ground. It was filled with poisonous snakes. So we backed away a bit. We crept a bit closer to peer down into the hole. Inside, entwined among the snakes, is a stiff corpse of a shadow dancer, his face twisted in agony, still clutching a peculiar weapon in his
I
hands.
know this. Your people would call it a court of snakes. This is how the Shadow Dance treats traitors.
I really wanted to check out the weapon, but the snake seemed properly pissed. Use an oil lamp and cross of thorns. Oh, I'll get the cross of thorns. Oh, it's only 4 damage, though. The character loses 3 hit points every turn. It puts him on burning, though. We'll see.
I feel Mammon's presence someplace else.
What's this?
We're safe. For now.
Beer guards blockade. Huh?
Are those wild turkey?
Devil's Den?
Let me get my bow.
Devil's Den was a labyrinthine complex of the caves. Dry desert wind howled and whistled through the crevice of the caverns, driving the superstition folks away. Look around. Don't get me wrong, I don't care if this place is haunted or not. It's just that we have no business here. Until we do, I wouldn't. Alright, so we're gonna have to come back here.
Let's
West,
keep
I'm
going.
assuming. Ghost town. Look around.
Yet another ghost town. There weren't that many of them back in my days. There's something rotten about this. People of the hard West are dying out.
Hold up, before we get in, there's a personal matter I'd like to discuss. Don't you need personality to actually have a personal matter? See, I know this town. Back in the day when I was still working with Hartman, we operated from here. We were arguing constantly, and I happened to know he hid some of his earnings and stuff from me. I know he had a hiding spot somewhere in the cemetery here. If we managed to find the exact location in the notes at our old place, we could screw him a little bit and take his stuff. Alright, let's do it. The bandits saw us aim their guns at the posse. They demanded to know we were here to do business. They laughed and told us to get out. I spat on the ground and turned around. We'll come back another day. Alright, so
I always watch for an ambush.
going to be apparently another quest.
Let's go.
There's town. Buffalo tracks.
Let's keep going.
This is not just a normal buffalo, it's a great white one. They are legendary creatures. Many nations believe they're an embodiment of old spirits. Sadly, some settlers hunt them for themselves.
I don't know what you expected, Claylish. Of course they would want to kill it for money. That's exactly where your river flows, toward a barren wasteland.
But Jesus said unto him, follow me, and let the dead bury their dead.
Oh, you come over here? Different one? Yeah, it's Phineas Bot. You managed to get past the blockade. Fantastic. Want to see my wares? Rickety coach painted as... Yeah, talk to him. How'd you get here? Well, suffice to say, I found a more subtle way to traverse the canyon. But we men of science have to be forgiven for a harbor secret or two of our own, don't you think? I'm gonna take that. We'll buy that. We'll go back and get that weapon. I'll do that. Piece of pure gold said to bring luck and wealth can be used in multiple fights. I can sell for 100 or give me 50 luck. Let's back out. Or here, let's just do this. Yeah, you with all the luck. Resist Jinx. I think we're gonna sell it because I get jinxed all the time. Sell this one too. We're gonna sell that one. So for 3 turns, it heals me for 4 hit points. Catching up. The character heals 4 hit points at the beginning of the following turns. Or it's cooldown. But it's cooldown for 3, so I would assume for 3 turns it heals for 4. Try it. We'll sell that. Anything else I want to sell? I think I'm gonna sell the whiskey. Buy more food. I think we're good.
Let's see what's over there.
This whole map? Or, oh yeah, let's go here. There we go. Cross. Okay.
I wish we could ride like this forever.
So it's a melee weapon. So the one I have gives me bleeding. This one will give you burning. It'd be the same damage, actually. I believe I have something that'll increase it. Right? Or is that if I kill somebody? Here's Headlong Charge increases his base damage by 1 point for every 2 space. Yeah, okay, we know that one. I think we're gonna try that. Have a burn. Let's see. Alright, well, let's go to town
It's
because
good to be out of that freaky winter.
Nice weather for a ride.
I don't know if there's as much to explore in this area.
I feel Mammon's presence someplace else. We're safe. For now.
San Argent. Used to be one of my favorite places to lay low. But that was before those industrious guys took it over. They made it boring.
Check the notice board.
Wanted. Dead or alive. For arsons and murders. Abraham Burns. At least this one promises a decent reward.
Arson and Burns, huh? Take it. Post says the guy was chased down to the Devil's Den. It's a complex cave system nearby. No one in the right minds would chase him that way. Luckily we're not in our right minds. Let's go to the store. I'm gonna keep the tomahawk. But I want to look at some of these weapons. Yeah, that gives me a bullseye chance. Ooh. 6 damage. He's the duelist. Character adds 25% chance to hit every time they ricochet a bullet. That's nice. There's more. 12 damage. What is this? Got it. All right, I'm gonna have to buy this. Yeah. A lot of money. I'll give my other rifle to someone else. I like this one too, though. It does a little less damage than mine. Almost all my money. I like it though. I probably would give that to Claylish. Because with mine, with my buff, I get 8 out of mine. This would give me 7. I mean, it's 1 less. Oh, it's 6 damage. Well, how do I do 8 with it? When I bravado increases by 1. How does that increase? Why can he I thought I shoot with 8. Oh, there it is. Plus 1 damage for that. So I could get 8. The chance of hit is nice. Can I get duelist? Here's the dead man's gun. I want to spend almost all of my money. Why not? Right? Why not? Okay. Put this low. Look at that. 12 damage to my 9. I don't get the bonus to chance to hit for elevation. I lose some of the bonuses. But it does some nice damage. Alright, Playlish. Switch out that gun. Alright. I'm gonna keep this because I like your ricocheting. This does not. It's 9. That's the same gun. Okay, so we'll sell this thing. But yeah, so we'll sell this. There we go, $100. Go over. And we'll get this to you. I want to know how this works, so I'm going to put that on me. Perfect. Let's leave. That word that we're broke. Solomon's office was located in an old orangery near the town of San Argent. Had to be beautiful back in the day. Now it was dark, cluttered, and smells of naphthalene, just like its current owner. Let's meet him.
These are the people, Solomon. Let me tell you, I've seen what they're capable of.
Blue dynamite.
If there's anyone who has a chance of stopping Mammon, it's them.
Solomon Lear is old and pale and seemed very frail. He's more like a ghost than a man. Welcomed us in his makeshift workshop. Saw a few more Solomon siphons scattered around on the blackboard, and were pictures of bullet making process. Voice is paper thin. For the sake of us all, I hope Lazarus is right. Mammon has to be stopped. If this rampage continues, the borders between this world and the supernatural will be gone.
Mammon's like that asshole in every poker game who cashes out before giving you a chance to win your money back.
It's also hard to kill. Lazarus said he might have a plan. We gotta at some point meet Kestrel. Alright, you have a plan? Let's explain. It's simple. You shoot him dead. I've already tried that. Bastard's back up like nothing happened. Mammon's human form isn't real, you see. It's just an image projected by a malevolent supernatural force. Yes, we could call that a demon or a devil, but he's just a representation, an idea. And that's where I come in. To kill an idea, you need more than lead. You need our bullets filled with its own power. Own make-believe force. If he wants his power to be real in our world, we'll have to accept the power of bullets made with that same power. Am I the only one confused here? No, I get it. It's simple, really. Despite all of his power, he still has to follow the same rules in his old game. We're going to beat him by bending those rules. I'll make bullets for you, made of unique alloy and equally special gunpowder. Then I'll imbue them with Mammon's own power, thanks to the filled-up siphon you brought me. Then we'll get to Hellgate Station, board the ghost train one last time, and load all of our guns with these. These bullets will have the power to destroy him. To craft enough of them for all of you, I'm going to need a special alloy called Uranium. Very rare, developed only by Brass and Company. Is that the people who've been stealing from? We also need gunpowder with uranium dust. Again, only Brass has this type of equipment. Getting the alloy. There used to be a gang stealing the alloy from Brass Company for a month. Now they took a name Ghost Town. Okay. You can try to make the deal with them, but they do not seem very reasonable. Okay, gunpowder. Made some research, and I found that Brass sometimes moves its state-of-the-art guns through San Argent. Any such transport, sure to have gunpowder aboard. Yeah, you missed the Atlas videos? I love the game. I just kept having issues. I had to stop. I wanted to just do exploring more with my boat, but every time I got on a boat, I lost all my pets. They like jumped ship. So I can't go exploring without animals. So after like the third time, I'm like, maybe they'll have it patched. I don't know.
I swear, Jen, one more train heist and I'm leaving.
I don't even like trains. Why do you think I keep robbing them?
I'm about Brass Company. Keep running into their business and ruining it. I don't think it's a coincidence. No, it's not. You see, he used to work with Victor Brass before he became industrial mogul, and he is today. We're both fascinated by the supernatural. Happened to become famous years ago for saving a lot of people. And that's when he approached me. Together we started the company. We were supposed to help people, turning things supernatural into weapons to fight off the supernatural. But we both went astray in our ambitions. He became mad with greed, dangerous mad. Fascinated by ghosts, the ghost train, he invented uranium. The metal imbued with demonic power. Trust me, if I say that this cannot end well, as for me, well, that's a long story. Brass Company operates from his headquarters in Texas, and I'm afraid that's what. Once we've dealt with Mammon, we might have to deal with Victor Brass himself as well, especially since you've already pissed him off.